Okay, it's Wednesday, January 4th. Just thought I'd do a follow-up here on Netflix. You can see here that it's moved up really nicely from the open. I bought the stock here at the blue line on the first bar. After failing to move, well, it moved up a little bit and you were able to scale out or set up a no-risk trade. I set up another video to show that on this bar, I decided to break even on the trade. And obviously, it only came to the halfway point of the first bar, which is kind of standard on many of the uptrends. And then it paused and resumed pretty strongly to some of the targets I had in place. So the two things I wanted to point out, number one, first of all, this happens from time to time where risk management kind of takes over and you miss out on a very good trade. That happens, I wouldn't say often, but enough of the time where it's somewhat frustrating. But in the end, I think risk management also saves you many times where this could have continued much lower. But the thing was, if you really were watching this and you like this stock, for the context reasons, I talked about how after moving up here on the 2-up bar, we had targets towards this gap. The weekly chart had a beautiful hammer bar heading up. So that's why the bias was to the upside to begin with and why I got aggressive buying it here. I just didn't like the way that the whole market was kind of falling or certain stocks. So I decided to be very conservative risk management wise. But anyway, if you really like the stock, you had that inside bar on bar number 4 here and you could have re-entered. Once you really saw that you held the halfway point of that bar. I've done that a lot too. In this case, I didn't do it because I have some other stocks I'm following, but that was just another example. And I've shot a lot of videos where I say, I'm exiting here, but I could always re-enter if it continues up, if it holds a certain area and then it gives me the right signal. And this was a nice inside bar re-entry if you wanted to do it. And now you reach some of those targets to the gap. So anyway, just kind of wanted to point that out. That risk management I still think is more important than missing out on certain moves if you just don't like the price action, and B, there are opportunities in many of the cases to re-enter if you just want to take it, if you want to be very conservative, that you don't like the way price action is acting early on, but if it holds and then starts in the direction again, you can always get in. So just thought I'd point that out. For me, it's just a break-even trade. I did not take advantage of this, but Netflix was certainly a good stock context-wise to watch for continuation higher, had a decent opening. If you look back on the chart, you'll see it holding midway point of that prior bar after a red, again, this was a nice hammer bar daily, and you had a hammer bar on the weekly. So, a lot of good context to head higher, and, one of those things where just missed out on this one, but there'll be many other chances with this stock and others going forward.